Hello everyone, welcome to this session of Class 6 Mathematics, and I am your Anu again for Mathschool.1. It is Integers, Chapter 5, and we have seen all the concepts in integers, even including the properties we have seen. And today we are going to see some of the problems to recollect all the concepts in the chapter and to know about the operations in integers still in detail. Okay, so let us move on to the sums now. The first one is additive inverse. So let us recollect what do we mean by additive inverse. We have seen additive inverse, isn't it? So it is one of the property, existence of identity and inverse. So what do we mean by additive inverse? A number, that is, if 5 is there, okay, it's an integer, positive integer, and if it is added to any other number, we should be getting 0. That is, the additive identity is 0, we know. So a number added to which number will give you an answer? 0 will give you the additive identity. So that is, if it is 5, you need to subtract 5 from 5 to get 0, isn't it? So for subtracting 5, what do? We add minus 5. We add 5 with an opposite sign. Okay, so 5 plus minus 5. So we know the rule for addition. If both the numbers are of different signs, we subtract, isn't it? We subtract and put the greater number sign, isn't it? Now here 5 plus minus 5. So you subtract both 5's. So 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Does 0 have any sign to it? Is it positive or negative? No, it is not, isn't it? It is neither positive nor negative. And since both the numbers are the same, you don't have to worry about the sign, isn't it? And 0 doesn't have any sign attached to it. It is neither positive nor negative. Now we'll move on to the question, additive inverse of 0. And here 5 plus minus 5 is equal to 0. What does it mean? That is, the additive inverse of 5 is minus 5, so that when those two are added, you get the additive identity. So additive inverse is just the opposite sign, a number with opposite sign. If plus 5, the additive inverse of plus 5 is minus 5, and if it is minus 3, then the additive inverse of minus 3 is plus 3, so that when you add both, you will get 0. Okay, so additive inverse of 0. Just now I said there is no sign for 0. That is, it is neither positive nor negative. So the additive inverse of 0 is just 0. 0 added with 0, you get 0, isn't it? So 0. So don't put sign before 0. Next, successor of minus 1. So in the number line, see, 1, 2, and it goes on here, minus 1, minus 2, it goes on to the left side. So we have negative numbers to the left side and we have positive numbers to the right side of 0, isn't it? So we know what is successor. Successor is the next number, isn't it? So what is the next number of minus 1? Successor is plus 1. That is, addition of 1 is successor. Minus 1 plus 1 is naturally 0. So the next number is obviously 0 here. So the successor of minus 1 is 0. Then what is the predecessor of minus 1? What is the predecessor? It is pre, that is before number, or you subtract minus 1, you get the predecessor. So minus 1 is minus 2, obviously. So predecessor of minus 1 is minus 2 here. Okay. Now, what is the additive inverse of minus 11? We have seen. So for additive inverse, you just put the opposite sign of the number. So additive inverse of minus 1 is plus 1. So that when you add minus 1 and minus 11 and plus 11, you get the additive identity, which is 0. Now next is the sum of minus 10 and 9. So what is the sum? What do we mean by sum? Sum is addition, isn't it? So addition, when plus minus 10 and plus 9 are added. So the sum of minus 10 and 9, that is minus 10 and 9, when added, what is the result? See, you have numbers of different signs. So what should you do? The addition rule says that you need to subtract both the numbers. So subtract 10 and 9, it gives you 1. And what should you do for the sign? See the bigger number, that is 10. So put the sign of 10, that is minus 1. Okay, so the answer is minus 1. Minus 10 plus 9 is minus 1. Now, see this problem. 2 plus minus 3 is equal to minus 5 plus 10 plus what? That is left side of equal sign. See left side, LHS is 2 plus minus 3. That should be equal to this, isn't it? So when you add both the numbers, you get a result. And these three numbers to be added to get the same result. So that you need to find the number which gives the same result as that of the left hand side. So first we will find the answer for the left side, that is 2 plus minus 3. Here different signs, so you subtract and put the sign of the greater number, that is minus 1. So in the LHS the value is minus 1 for you. Now you need to bring the result of the right side as minus 1. Okay, you should get the same answer because it is equal here. So first we do this. Minus 5 plus 10 is what? See different signs. So you subtract. So 10 minus 5 is 5. So the bigger number is 10 here, plus 10. So plus 5 is your answer. See, minus 5 plus 10 plus dash. So minus 5 plus 10 will give you 5 now. Now 5 plus what is minus 1? 5 plus what number is minus 1? So since you have minus 1 here, the greater number among the two numbers added, the greater number is minus because you have a minus sign here. So that is the rule, isn't it? We need to put the greater number sign. So we have put minus here in the answer. So the number should be greater number and with a minus sign. And if it is minus, see this is plus. If this is minus, we need to subtract. So when we subtract, you get an answer 1. Do you understand? Do you follow me? Okay. So when you subtract, you get an answer 1. So what should be the number? 6. Isn't it? So 6 minus 5 will give you 1 naturally. But when do we subtract? In addition, when do we subtract? When they are of opposite signs. When they are of different signs. So that has to be minus 6. So 5 plus minus 6 will give you minus 1. So what is the answer in the blank? That is minus 6. Now you add it. See, same signs you can add, isn't it? Minus 5, minus 6. So you can add minus 5, minus 6 will give you minus 11. Now minus 11 and plus 10. Minus 11 plus 10. So you need to subtract. You will get 1. Since minus 11 is greater number, you get minus 1. And here too you have got the answer as minus 1. So LHS is equal to RHS. Do you understand how do we arrive at the answer? Yes, we'll do yet another problem so that you'll be able to understand more clearly. Now, minus 11 plus dash. See, minus here LHS has a blank in it. Now you need to find this number. So first we'll solve the RHS. 6 plus 7 plus minus 10. What is 6 plus 7 plus minus 10? So what is 6 plus? Anyway, you just add the numbers which has same signs first. So that will be easier for you. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus minus 10. Now different signs. So 13 minus 10 is 3. Put the greater number sign, that is plus 3. So RHS is plus 3. So you need to have 3 here. Now note the sign here. It is positive. So since the answer, the result has positive sign, here it should be positive number, isn't it? So only if it is positive, you will have a positive number, positive sign here, because this number need to be greater than minus 11. Because greater number sign goes to the result, isn't it? So since it is plus, here the number is greater than 11 and it is plus sign. Only if it is, so now it is plus here and it is minus here. You need to subtract both the numbers to get 3. So what should be subtracted? Okay, so the number should be subtracted, 11 should be subtracted from that number to get 3, because this is the greater number, isn't it? So you should put that first and subtract 11. So what should be the number? Naturally 14, isn't it? 14 minus 11 will give you 3, and that 14 should be plus 14, because plus 3 is your answer. So 14 is the answer. So let me check. 14 plus minus 11 is 3 here. See, here you have 3 and here also you have 3, because 14 and minus 11 different signs. So subtract 14 minus 11 is 3, put the greater number sign, that is plus, so plus 3. So you have got the same results, isn't it? So my plus 14 is the answer. Now 8 plus minus 4, next sum. 8 plus minus 4, this is your LHS, isn't it? See LHS, 8 plus minus 4, different signs. So you subtract, 8 minus 4 is plus 4. The sign, greater number sign is plus, so you have plus 4 here. Now what should be added to minus 7 to get plus 4? So again you have the result to be as a positive number. So since it is a positive number here, this number is a greater number than 7 and it has a positive sign. Okay, see here it is positive. So since this is positive, this number should be a greater number with a positive sign. So what is the number from which 7 to be subtracted so that you will get 4? That is 11. You just add 7 and 4, you will get the number. 7 plus 4 is 11. Leave the sign, just add the number. 7 plus 4 is 11, and this 11 has to be positive because your answer is in positive. So that is how we subtract. 11 and 7 get subtracted and you get 4 here and plus 4. See, 8 minus 4 is 4. 11 plus minus 7 is also 4. Now next sum. Look into this carefully. The next sum is minus 11 minus of minus 5. So you have two negative numbers here. So observe carefully, and the right side is minus 10 plus dash. Okay, first we'll solve this. Let us see what is the answer. Minus 11. So what is the subtraction rule? You change to addition and put the additive inverse. Okay. So now minus 11 plus 5. What is minus 11 plus 5? That is minus 6. Right. This is minus 6. Now you need to have minus 6 here, isn't it? So since the first thing what you should observe is the sign. So since the sign is negative, see here 10 is negative. So naturally what do we conclude? 10 is the greater number of the two numbers, because the sign is negative here and this 10 is minus 10. So minus 10, 10 is the greater number here because the greater number sign is carried to the result, isn't it? So minus 10 should be greater, that is 10 is greater. So the number here to be added is a lesser number, less than that of 10. Leave the sign, it should be less than that of 10. So what number should be subtracted from 10 to get 6? First see the number first, then we'll move on to sign. Okay, so what should be subtracted from 10 to get 6? So 10 minus 4, isn't it? 10 minus 4 is 6. So how did we arrive at 10 and 4? Why this number is not greater here? So I can write minus 10 plus 16 also. So this is also possible, isn't it? See, minus 10 plus 16 is also possible. Then too I'll get the answer 6, because 10 and 16 are of opposite signs, so we subtract them. So 16 minus 10 will also give 6. But why then we write 16 and we have written 4? Yes, because the answer is in negative, isn't it? Negative number, minus 6 is there. If you have written 16 here, then the answer will be plus 6, isn't it? Because 16 is greater here, so the result has, that is, the answer will get the sign of the greater number. So 16 sign is positive, so it will be plus 6 here. Since it is not plus 6, it is minus 6, 10 has to be the greater number out of 2. So that is why we have written 4 here. So 10 minus 4 is 6, and 6 gets the sign of the greater number, that is 10 here. So minus 6. Do you understand why we didn't write 16 and we have written 4. So that is the reason. So sign is the reason. So instead of 16, why we chose 4, sign is the reason for it. So what is the answer here? 4 is the answer. Okay, so likewise we do the next sum too. See the next sum. You have -2, -1, -3, 1 plus 5. You have a series of numbers here. So first we'll add all the numbers with same sign. -2 plus -1 plus -3 plus 1 plus 5 is equal to 10 plus a blank. Okay. First we'll add all the numbers with the same sign. This 2 plus 3 plus 1 is -6. If all are of same signs, then just add them and put the same sign. So -6 plus 6. See, plus 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. So -6 plus 6 will give you 0. So now the answer is 0. It is very easy for us to find out what is added to 10 to give 0. Yes, what? Yes, 10 plus -10. Yes, absolutely right. So 10 plus -10 will give you 0 here. So that both are equal. So the answer is -10, because -10 plus 10 different signs. You just have subtract both 10 minus 10, 0 you get. Do you understand? So that is how we find. Now the next one is -1 plus 3 minus of -4 is equal to -1 minus dash. Now this will be somewhat confusing to you, but when we go step by step, it will be easy for you. See, first we have -1 here. Let it be -1 as it is, plus, see, 3 minus -4. So what does the subtraction rule say? 3 plus 4. Additive inverse of -4 is plus 4. So what we have? -1. See, this -1 plus 3 plus 4 is 7, because we add both, because they are of same signs, we add them. 3 plus 4 is 7. Now 7 plus -1 is 6 plus 6, because 7 and -1 are of different signs. So you subtract them. So 7 plus -1 becomes 6, and 6 takes the sign of the greater number, that is plus 6. Okay, so this is the LHS part. Now we'll move on to the RHS part. So you have -1 here. Now what we need to do is, according to us, what does the subtraction rule say? First we need to change the subtraction to addition, and what do? We write the additive inverse of the number. So let this be additive inverse of this number. If this number is some x, so additive inverse of x. Okay, so this is the additive inverse of x. Now what should be added to -1 to get 6? -1 is a negative number. Okay, now the answer is in positive. So what should be the number? It should be a greater number than 1, and that should be positive number, isn't it? Then only you will be able to subtract both the numbers and put the greater number sign, that is plus sign. So that should be a positive number. That is, just we are concentrating only upon this number, then we will move on to the answer. Okay, so we have the number to be a positive number and a greater number, that of 1. So what should be subtracted? I mean, from which number should be 1 subtracted to give you 6? Obviously 7, isn't it? You just add 6 and 1, you will get 7. So 7 minus 1 is 6. So this number has to be plus 7. Now just observe. Now the answer is not 7 for us. We have found out 7. We have found the number in this place to be 7. Okay. But what is 7? We'll move on backwards now. From addition, we'll move on to subtraction. What is this 7? This 7, this plus 7 is the additive inverse of this number, isn't it? Additive inverse of x is plus 7. So what is the reverse process? So when you have, see when I write the additive inverse of 7 is -7, then what is plus 7 for -7? -7's additive inverse is plus 7. 7's additive inverse is -7, isn't it? So likewise, I have written the additive inverse of this x. Do you understand? Some number and its additive inverse is plus 7. So what will be the number? Naturally minus 7, isn't it? Minus 7 here. So again come back to the addition rule. Minus 1 as it is. This minus subtraction has become addition, and minus 7's additive inverse is plus 7. Now 7 plus minus 1 is plus 6. We have got the answer, isn't it? So what is the answer for us? Minus 7. Please don't put this answer 7. Okay, because we have changed. See, in the sum you have minus 1 minus. Okay, minus 1 minus dash. So this is your answer. We have changed the subtraction to addition, and we have changed the number to additive inverse. So we have got 7. So we need to move backwards. We need to go to the before step. So we'll have the additive inverse of plus 7, that is minus 7. You understand? So minus 7 is your answer. Now we'll move on to the last sum. We need to compare LHS and RHS. We need to write whether it is greater, lesser or equal. Okay, so we'll do that now. Minus 25 plus minus 30. We should be saying how it is to the RHS. Minus 31. Okay. See, this is your sum. Now first we'll do the LHS. Minus 25 plus minus 30. It is nothing but addition of numbers with numbers with same sign. So you just add 25 plus 30 will give you minus 55, because they are of same sign. So same sign, you just add them. So minus 55. And what does this become? Minus 25. Your subtraction becomes addition for you, and minus 31 becomes plus 31. Additive inverse of minus 31 is plus 31. So now they are of different signs. You just subtract both. 31 minus 25 is 6, isn't it? So plus 6. Now we see 6 and minus 55, which one is greater? Yes, we know integers. As negative integers, the number increases, the value decreases. The positive number, naturally it increases when we move towards right, isn't it? So 6 is greater than minus 55. If you had written 55 is greater, then that is wrong, because it is minus, negative number. Just understand, my negative numbers are always less than positive number. Even if it is 1 there, it is the greater number than this minus 55. Do you understand? So these are some of the sums we have seen today, 12 sums we have seen today, and hope you would have understood the process of addition and subtraction between integers. Okay, so how do we find out the answers? When they are equated, that is left side to right side, we have compared and we have got the results too. So now we would have got a whole idea of adding and subtracting integers, isn't it? So next class we'll see still some more problems. We'll solve them and we'll understand still more better about integers. Okay, so until then, it's bye from Anu from mathschool.1. Thank you and keep practicing.